Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for coming along today. My name is John Bassilios. I'm a partner at Hall & Wilcox Lawyers. I sit in the financial services team there, and also the blockchain lead for the firm. Today we're talking about the business of numbers, and I will get each of the panelists to introduce themselves before we get stuck into it.
Hi, I'm Electra, and I'm a chartered tax advisor and management accountant, specialising with the creative industries and social enterprises for more than 20 years. I'm in sole practice. I also co-founded Digital Playhouse in Agnes Water, Central Queensland, with Gordon Christian, and it's a blockchain learning hub. Where we're promoting financial literacy. It's a social enterprise and registered charity. So. And we offer everything from coding to kids to professional training and learning about everything crypto and blockchain. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm a director at Kova Tax. So Kova Tax is a public practice accounting, and we serve a client base of 100% cryptocurrency, blockchain-related companies, individuals and businesses. We've been doing this for the last 3 years. It's been a really interesting time. I'm also co-founder of Sila. Sila is a web platform that solves crypto tax for accounting firms with high net worth individuals. And we are the only crypto plus tax startup that's received funding from the Australian federal government. And we're on a purpose to power the world's crypto wealth.
Do you want to pass the microphone down?
Hi guys, I'm Rafael Franco. I'm the co-founder of Tax on Chain. Tax on Chain is a crypto-specific accounting firm. So our clients are mainly individual traders, investors, yield farmers or NFT creators. And we also service other small to medium blockchain firms as well.
Thank you. I might start with Electra. You've got a bit of what some people might say is a controversial view on tax. Can you maybe share that with us and explain to us why you have that view?
Okay. Well, with my background in public accounting and as a tax agent, I empathise very strongly with the accounting tax agent, BAS agent community. We have been, expecting in the last 10 years to be more like business advisors and do less tax, do more business advice. And so the last 2 years in particular, navigating businesses through a lot of digital disruption and pandemic government relief, it's been an intensive learning curve. And I'm concerned that, at the groundswell of mass adoption with crypto and blockchain business are about 100,000 public accountants, BAS agents, tax agents, the small to mid-tier accountants. They are overwhelmed. It's a very steep learning curve for them. And so we need to come up with solutions. Listening to the excellent tax roundtable yesterday, I took away from that an encouragement for taxpayers, rightly so, to seek out tax agents to do their returns for safe harbour. So if you go to a tax agent, you enjoy their safe harbour of insurance. Now, where does that leave the tax agents? They've got a lot to learn very quickly, and they have an ethical code of conduct to comply with. They've got to know that they've got the education, the competence to be able to deal with these evolving Web3. It's more than just buying and selling Bitcoin and crypto now. So I think we need a tax compliance holiday until 2025 tax year so that we can concentrate on helping businesses and helping micro businesses, particularly maybe in the creative industries, to with their financial modelling and forecasting. Less tax, more accounting.
Thank you. With that background, Raf, what trends are you seeing with crypto professionals, and what barriers to entry or challenges are professionals facing in the crypto space?
I think the trend that we're seeing at the moment is that there's a growing interest of professionals wanting to understand crypto. Crypto's now, it's gone from a speculative asset class to a legitimate asset class, and professionals now want to be informed about what's happening in the blockchain space the same way they're informed about stocks and commodities and the macro environment. So we're definitely seeing a lot of interest because of that. But another reason is because clients are now, they've gone from buying and selling Bitcoin on a centralized exchange, and now they're engaging in on-chain activities. they're yield farming, they're trading NFTs, which is a lot more complicated. So professionals now are somewhat have to be forced to learn about crypto, at least on a very basic level, to be able to advise their clients as to what are the tax and legal implications of those transactions that they're making on chain. But as we see, more interest from professionals into the space, there's many challenges that they're facing. The big one is just understanding the different things you can do on chain. It's not buying and selling. It's to provide liquidity to a pool. That involves 5 or 6 different transactions, and in those 6 transactions, there may or may not be multiple tax events. And so whilst the tax legislation is quite unclear at the moment regarding crypto, it can often be quite hard for a new professional in the space to apply that professional judgment on something that they don't understand too much of. Luckily, we've got crypto tax calculators and softwares that do a lot for us, and we definitely wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today if we didn't have those softwares out there. But again, understanding how to use those softwares does take a lot of time and understanding to use them efficiently and effectively. And then just getting used to using tools like Etherscan or other block explorers to be able to assist with managing your clients' tax affairs. So there's definitely a lot of challenges. And the main thing is it just takes a lot of time to actually go from understanding crypto and then being able to advise on the tax implications or legal implications of a client's activity.
Thanks, Raf. Nick, what's the solution?
Yeah, I think there's a really strong role for technology to solving these compliance complexities for the accounting profession and for tax professionals. The complexity of cryptocurrency and the activities that people have around their investments, around their business activities that are using cryptocurrency is very, very complicated. And it results in thousands and thousands of transactions that are being generated. And there's only one practical way to solve that problem, and that's through technology and through automation. And I think it really takes a very special team to be able to put together the software or those products that can solve this problem. It requires 4 really unique types of people with the right background to do it. One, you need tax professionals, tax lawyers and tax accountants that really understand the legislation, the tax legislation that we have in Australia, and also cryptocurrency. It's very rare to find these professionals. We're really lucky in this room where we already have a few, right? But out in the wild, it's a little bit less common. And then we also need the blockchain specialists, the technical specialists who really understand how those different protocols, how the different blockchains, how they operate, and to translate them. And then you also need accounting professionals who are running small businesses, right? Because there's over 40,000 registered tax agents in Australia. And you need that experience to know what those tax professionals really need in that software. And the last part is around having the software developers who know how to build these tools and build them at scale to solve this problem. So if you can get those 4 people together, you can build a really solid product that can really solve this problem, not just internally, but for all of the accounting profession across Australia.
Thank you. Raf, you had some thoughts about some of the things that we sort of need to see going forward. Do you want to share those with us?
Yeah, I think it's great, being able to come here with other, accountants who specialise in crypto, because we all have that one common goal in mind, and that is to push for fairer crypto legislation, tax legislation, and to make our lives a lot easier. So gathering and sharing our thoughts and discussion definitely helps growing crypto to other professionals. We're seeing professional bodies such as Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand. They're now hosting workshops for tax practitioners on how to best tackle crypto tax for their clients. So I think we need to, we're seeing that now, and we're definitely going to be seeing more of that in the future, which is very, very positive. It's going to grow the space even more, and more professionals are are going to get interested in it. And what I've loved about, operating the crypto tax space is that there's a nice community forming with the professionals. So there's groups on LinkedIn, there's groups on Discord, and in our spare time we gather together and we identify problems in tax legislation, and we're all putting forward solutions and helping one another and collaborate. So I think that's really reflective of the blockchain community, which is one of openness and inclusiveness, where we've all got that common goal and we're all trying to achieve that. So I definitely think I'm very optimistic with where Australia is going, particularly with tax legislation and the other legal implications, of course. And I think because we are building that strong community, I'm really optimistic with the future.
Thanks, Raf. Electra, you had some thoughts around encouraging adoption and community support. Do you want to just share those with us?
Yeah, our centre, Digital Playhouse, follows a learner-centric, learn-by-doing, experiential learning approach. I think, to really understand what's being taxed, I think accountants and tax agents need to get some skin in the game and experience doing it themselves, understand all the concepts and how to transfer crypto between wallets, the basics, and actually have a play at it to be able to then, I don't know, because they're trying to relate traditional tax concepts to new things, and I think we've got to lead with the experiential knowledge rather than starting with the tax.
Thank you. Yeah. Nick, you had some thoughts about support and education as well.
Yeah, I think, it's really important. It's not just about technology and suddenly we can solve crypto tax completely, right? There's a really strong piece around the education. So that's educating everyone who holds cryptocurrency as an investment. What are the tax implications? What should you be keeping in mind? How should you set up these investments and structure them, right? But also for the tax professionals and the accounting professionals, as Electra said, they should have some skin in the game, right? They need to know at least enough about what's happening in the cryptocurrency space, how these protocols work, what are the mechanics, right? Because if you don't know how they work, you can't provide correct tax advice on those outcomes. So that's really important. Now, I don't think that every tax professional in Australia has to be a crypto expert, because that's not a reality that's going to happen. But there's definitely a segment there in that of all the accountants, right, who will have that expertise specifically in cryptocurrency, and they will transmit that out to the rest of the industry. And the best way to do that is through our professional accounting bodies, through the IPA, through CA, through CPA, where we can, take that very specific knowledge and tell the rest of the profession what's important and what's relevant to them to make sure that they can still give accurate tax advice and calculate the correct tax outcomes for their clients.
Thank you. Electra, you had some thoughts about sort of ethics and compliance and CPD. Do you want to just share those with us?
I mean, with taxpayers being encouraged to use a tax agent's safe harbour, the insurance, if you go to an accountant to get your tax done, you're covered by their insurance. So if the ATO audits you, the accountant's supposed to have gotten it right, not you. Although, so accountants are now having to judge what level of reasonable care they should take, and if they're not up to the task, I mean, they're pretty overwhelmed. The tax system is incredibly complex. The ATO demands are increasing, and they're pretty worn out. Accountants, do they need to outsource? Do your businesses need to scale very quickly to support accountants who need help getting the crypto done so they can concentrate on the rest of their clients' business affairs? Or perhaps some will want to step up to the game, and maybe they need to be members of Blockchain Australia and link with other accountants who are supporting the blockchain innovation in Australia. They can play an important role to support innovation.
Thank you. Nick, you had some thoughts about what you think the future of tax compliance in the crypto space would be. Did you just want to share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably in agreement with Electra here. I think there's definitely going to be a path forward where there will be specialists in cryptocurrency, and they will basically power the rest of the accounting and professional industry to service their clients. So, accountants, it's all about like that personal relationship, right? So it's really important that the person who understands the business is there on the front line, talking with the clients, but then they can't be expert in everything. And that's the role of these specialists. And that's what we at Kova Tax, really our focus is to empower other accounting firms as well to solve cryptocurrency at scale. And that's what our product Sila is about as well. You know, we really want to educate, empower other professionals to solve crypto tax.
Okay, I think that does it. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you.